there was no more taking those pills.
She looked pretty trim in most of her
She
pictures
did.
as a young
When
girl.
she was
I got a
young,
wedding
she-
picture in here,
yeah.
and
She
pretty-
was really
slender.
thin there.
I always
She was
thought
like
she
me,
was pretty.
Yeah.
real thin.
But even when she was thin, she was trying to diet.
Yeah, she was always trying to go on a diet. Well, she went with Sherb, you know, David Sherb. She went with him for about 4 years. We thought they were gonna get married. All of a sudden, she met Mervyn and that was it.
That was it.
That was it.
3 months they married.
Yep.
She met him and 3 months later they got married.
Mervyn, he was my pet because him and I used to skate together all the time.
So
Now,
you
who was it that managed the skating rink?
Pete,
Pete did.
yeah,
And that was that in Lake
in
Mills?
Bryceland.
Bryceland.
Yeah, he was the floor manager.
So did you have to pay when you went
Oh,
skating?
yeah.
You still had to
Joe and I had to pay. We all four went together, Pete and Joe and Clarion and I. Clarion went to show, and the other three skated all the time. 25 cents to skate.
Wow.
Clarion went to show. She never skated. Never.
Could you rent skates there?
Oh, I don't know about
Or
that.
did you have your own skates?
No, you rented them. Yeah. But boy, could I skate. Jeepers. I'll
Why
never
did-
forget Truman when he used to skate a lot. One time he couldn't skate backwards and all of a sudden he turned around and really went. He knew how to go. Yeah.
Did he teach you how to skate?
Who? Truman? No, no. I think Joe and we learned by ourselves. I learned at Grandma's
Oh, okay.
when I stayed with Grandma when I was about 10.
Grandma Peterson?
Or Grandma Midbow?
Yeah, Grandma Peterson. The one that owned the fern.
Uh-huh.
I used to see the fern when I went there. Isn't that funny?
And now you have it.
Yeah.
You know what I think is a neat story is, Grandma, when Grandma Peterson died, you really wanted her wedding ring, right? That's what she wanted. She
Oh,
wanted
you
her
mean
wedding
my
ring.
mother, my mother.
Your mother. And it just so happened that she didn't get it. Well, then when they divided up the property, she had said that Pearl should get the sewing machine. And the sewing machine was all tied up, everything.
Well, Opal took the sewing machine. I
Yeah,
didn't
Opal
get it.
got the sewing machine.
Yeah.
Opal got the sewing machine, so one day, I don't know whether Opal felt guilty or what. So one day she called me up and she said, Pearl, would you like that sewing machine of Ma's? I said, yeah. So she brings it up here. And Ma's wedding ring was in there,
No kidding.
in the drawer. Isn't that funny?
That's
Yeah.
kind of cool, because she was hoping she could have that wedding ring.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
Wow.
I think it's a really neat story.
Yeah.
You still use Grandma's sewing machine?
Oh, that's it, right there.
That's Grandma's sewing machine.
That's right there.
Boy, golly, it is. I remember seeing that in the old house.
And that
And that
is
run-
Mom's sewing machine. And
That
that's what
runs
she
like a
uses.
top.
I remember that old radio that she used to have there too.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys
I-
ever sit around and listen to the radio?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, for the ball games, when they aren't on TV.
No, I mean, at Grandma's,
At
you mean?
Grandma's, yeah.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Because
Did
you didn't
you?
watch TV?
There wasn't any.
What did
Where
you
is-
listen to?
Pop popcorn and play cards and holler.
What was on the radio then, when you listened to the radio at your mother's?
Well, I can't remember.
Remember how old you were when you guys got a radio?
Well, I really can't remember that. I suppose.
Well, when I was a kid, we didn't have TV.
No, I remember, I
The
was young.
Lone Ranger and all them stories around there.
Yeah.
That's what you'd listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dad used to take us to free show, you know, in Walters. Ma'd say, we can't go, it's gonna rain. You know, if just a little cloud come up, she could tell if it was gonna rain or not. Finally, then we'd go and it didn't rain. We'd sit on this benches, you know, and you had to read there's the pictures. Then
Subtitles.
Yeah,
You
then
read-
you'd read it, you know.
Now, how did you get to town? Everybody ride in one car? Or?
Yeah, we'd ride, just pile in. Of course, the boys, you know, I think the older ones had their own, you know, like your dad. Yeah.
My brother has a pickup, has always driven a pickup, and he has 4 kids and 2 stepchildren. So he's always been around, had 6 kids. And I was talking to him and I said, do you remember when we used to ride 6 in the pickup? He said, we still do. Because that's what I remember, is that we always were jam-packed in a car, and it's probably because, you know, that's the way Mom grew up as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now did you ever ride in a horse and buggy when you were young?
Horse and, you aren't a kidding, I should say so. We used to have, your dad had all the boys had ponies at home, their own horse. Didn't your dad tell you?
No, he just talked about, you know, hitching up the team to go out to the field work.
Oh, they had each a horse all the time. They had their own horse. Boy, we used to ride those things all the time.
Do you
Yellow.
remember- Do you remember their names of their horses?
No, I don't remember the names, but they were pretty.
And when it was cold, how'd you stay warm?
I don't know.
Didn't you heat up stones or something?
What do you mean, for what?
Or
Oh, you
riding in
mean,
the buggy and stuff in the winter?
oh no, if your feet got cold, just heat the sad iron.
Sad irons. You
Yeah.
take them along.
Take them along.
What are they?
You don't know what a sad iron is?
Mm-mm.
It's irons that you iron your clothes with, but the things that
Old-fashioned
go
Oh,
on
iron.
you're kidding.
That's a sad iron.
And you just heat those up?
Yeah,
Take them
and,
along.
and we used to take them to bed and warm your feet.
You're kidding.
Put a rag around them.
How did you used to make money? Didn't you used to be like a beautician at Grandma's house?
Oh,
Tell that
yeah.
story.
When I was growing up, I was about 12. I always wanted to be a beauty operator. I always finger waved the hair, you know. I cooked flax. That's what you made your wave set with. And I'd have about 10 people every Saturday morning come over and I got a quarter apiece. And one day, a lady brought an extra one along, and I did her hair, and it was full of bugs. And Ma said, she just about died.
Grandma was a little fussy too. What'd Grandma say?
Oh, she got mad.
And then what?
She threw the towel outside, and that was it.
Was that the end of your beauty operating
No,
days?
I got a quarter apiece, boy.
Well, Grandma always had that rain barrel sitting outside. She always saved the rainwater.
Oh, yeah, she
You
did.
guys always do that when you were kids too?
Yep.
To
Boy,
wash your hair?
that's soft water to wash all your sweaters and all your stuff, you know.
What was that good stuff Grandma used to make on the back of the stove?
Oh, you mean custard? Yeah, when we went to milk the cows, Joe and Pete and I, we always had to milk the cows, and Ma. She'd mix up this great big skillet, big black one about that thick. It'd be full, when we'd come back from milking, it'd be all done, it'd be nice, full of custard. I always wondered how she could do it.
She wished she had that recipe today.
The thing I remember about Grandma Peterson making that was so good and unusual was the rumagrout.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Stumpagrout, we had that.
Stumpagrout, maybe that was it.
That's
I thought
potato
so.
mush.
She called that custard though, didn't she?
Or you can make custard too, but you can make stumpagrout and milk mush and vassagrout,
She was a good cook. I remember that.
yeah.
Boy, there was
But we had a
some
lot of
good
stumpagrout. We lived on a lot of that.
What's in Stumpagrout?
Cook your potatoes and mash them in the water,
Okay.
and then you put flour in it, make it thick, then you put it on a plate, and then you put butter in the middle, and dunk each one in the butter and have ice cold milk with it.
I think I'd like that.
I think I'd like that too. Could we make some of that?
Well, I tell you, and then milk mush, you just take the milk and put flour in and thicken it and do the same thing, put cinnamon over it.
Yum, I'd like
I
that.
like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to live on that when we were kids.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Rumagrout. Everything is grout. Is that milk? Is grout milk?
Groot, that's a mush.
Mush.
It's a mush. And where I worked, they had vassagrout. That's made with water.
Yeah,
I didn't
Vasa's
like.
water.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Boy, I had one job. I got $3 a week, and they had 3 little kids, and they all shit in the pants. And they had to wash the things, soak them, you know, dunk them, and from one barrel to the other, and about 3 to 5
Wasn't there
gallons.
disposable diapers back then?
No, I guess not. Then you rubbed them by hand and boiled them. And, yeah. And then I got another job.
After that?
After that, $6 a week and no kids. I thought I hit the bank.